Max?
Yes.
Hit that arrow sign. Time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, of course, when we overreact to the football weekend. And look, it was the regional finals. You know we've got a lot to overreact to.
Plenty to overreact
A lot to overreact to.
Some big stuff going on in college, too.
Oh, we're going to get to that. Let's start with my 3 big thoughts.
All right.
Thought number 1, Capital City Rising.
ATX, baby.
This has been the year of Austin so far. Now, let's be clear. There are some teams that we expected to be here. It is zero surprise that Westlake is here, right? That was my pick to win the state championship from the outset in 6A Division II.
Yeah.
No surprise there. Very little surprise that Lake Travis is here. Defending state champs. Once they got past Judson, you felt like they had a really good shot at getting here.
These are 2 teams we expect to be here every year.
I would argue there's not a huge surprise that Round Rock Cedar Ridge is here.
Not a huge surprise. I would say maybe 1 round later, but definitely a good football team.
But when the Woodlands went out, we started looking around. We're like, yeah, it's probably them.
Yeah,
it's probably them.
Probably.
But then there's 2 others that we did not expect to be here.
Right.
One is the Cinderella story of 2017.
No doubt. They're our last Cinderella left.
They are unbelievable what's happening at Austin McCallum.
Yeah.
They're the first, if you didn't know, they beat Corpus Christi Cal Allen 20-7. And that's not a fluky score.
Right.
They dominated
Cal
awesome.
Allen. They were awesome.
They dominated up front.
Yeah.
And
pushed them around.
Pushed around Cal Allen, which is not something we see. Now, Cal Allen's never the biggest team.
Right.
But they always win with leverage and just game planning, sound football. And McCallum just blew it up.
Yep.
They just blew it up. They got a great game from their 2 runners, their quarterback Max Perez and their running back Alex Julian.
Yeah.
And they're through to the semifinals.
Yeah.
The first Austin ISD team in the semifinals since 2001.
Yeah.
They are the Cinderella story in Texas this year, unquestionably.
Yep.
Charles Taylor absolutely needs some talk for Coach of the Year.
Oh, absolutely.
And they are magic right now. I mean, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And look, what's going to be interesting, we're going to talk obviously a lot about the semifinal games coming up, but they're going from like one style.
Right.
In like Cal Allen, which is this plodding monster that just takes these big steps and just mashes you into dust. Now going up against one of the most explosive teams in the state in College Station.
Marquez Perez,
It is like polar opposites of one another.
It's gonna be
you
fun.
can't face two more disparate teams. But a remarkable year already for Austin McCallum, and now they're 2 wins away from what would be the most improbable state championship maybe in Texas high school football history.
It would be wild. It would.
The other one is Wimberley.
Yeah. Which we're used to seeing Wimberley here.
We're used to seeing Wimberley
this
here.
Was the year.
We just did exactly right. Yeah. I think a little bit earlier in the year we were like, okay, this is a good Wimberley team, maybe not a great Wimberley team. But they showed out against Cuero,
they were
and
awesome.
they came out flying with their offense.
Yeah.
JoJo Weeks is on another level right now, and the way that they execute that offense is so impressive. And that is what has both of us really excited about West Orange Stark and Wimberley.
Yep.
Arguably the best defense in the state against arguably one of the hottest offenses in the state.
Yeah.
Going at it.
Yeah.
Going to be great. Going to be great. Capital City Rising. Thought number 2, we're a sub-FBS state.
I think we've always said
this show
is not an FBS
this
show.
show has always been about sub-FBS.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. The cover behind you it's merely a nod to the FBS ranks. We know that they're more popular. But if we're being real here, Texas is a sub-FBS.
This is a sub-FBS.
I think everyone's always known this.
I mean, look, when you think Texas, you think Mary Hardin Baylor. You think A&M Commerce.
That's who you think of.
You think Sam Houston State. Exactly.
That's who you think of first and foremost. This is what we've always said.
We don't mean to state the obvious.
Right.
But what a year for the sub-FBS ranks in Texas, as we still have 3 teams still alive for national championships.
It's awesome, baby.
Division 3, Mary Hardin Baylor takes care of business against the College of Rockport. I don't know if you saw, but like the first play, the defense like scooped and scored.
And you're
it's like, we know it. I've seen this movie
before.
Here
comes the tidal wave of defense.
Yes, we've seen this movie before. They take out the College of Brockport. A&M Commerce holds serve at home. They beat, I don't even remember who they beat.
Mankato, right?
Mankato.
Oh, no, Harding.
They beat Harding.
They beat Mankato.
Did you see that gif of Carthel going after he got
doused?
Oh. They are through to the national championship game as well. And so we've got a Division III team in the national championship game, a Division II team in the national championship game. And, Sam Houston State's still plodding along. They're in the semifinals of FCS.
One game away from a national title appearance.
So everything. Listen, again.
We know we talk about this all the time. This is Sub-FBS in Texas. We know.
Sorry.
But we just feel like we have to tell you again.
No, that's fine. And thought number 3, the cruelest round. And I went back and I actually watched Monday Morning Fallout
from last year. I figured that was what you're going to do.
And this was my 3rd topic on the Monday Morning Fallout of this show last year. And I'll say it again, in soccer, especially in Europe, the idea of making a final is a very big deal because you are etched in history. That even if you lose, even if you go if Liverpool makes it to the Champions League final,
we're not going to talk about that.
Hypothetically, they make it to the FA Cup final. Okay, they make it to the FA Cup final. If they get blown out 6-0, they were there.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that matters, right? The worst round to lose in is the semifinals,
right?
Undisputedly. And so now you've got 40 teams left. There's only 20 tickets to AT&T Stadium. There's only 20 tickets. That means that 20 of those teams are going to get to play on the grandest stage.
Right.
They're going to get to play on statewide television in front of God and everybody, in front of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fans and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands watching around the world.
Right.
And 20 more are going to be a footnote.
Yep.
And that's why this is the cruelest round.
It takes so much to get to this point.
Exactly.
So much. And we just got done talking about Austin, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited for Austin. As someone who spent 6 years covering football teams in Austin, I love that they're all here. I've always felt like Austin produces great football teams. I love that more schools are getting on board. But if they don't make the state finals, man, everyone's going to forget about this year.
That's exactly right.
They all have to make state finals. They got to do it.
Fair or not,
It's just the way this always works. So
yeah. You guys tell me who made the semifinals last year and who didn't make it to the title game. You can't. That's the bottom line.
Unless it was your team, and those are the only people that ever remember.
Those are the only people that remember it.
Yeah.
So this is the round where you can start making history.
Yep.
3 helmet stickers, Max. A helmet sticker to bowling quarterback Vernon Jackson.
Who?
Bowling quarterback Vernon Jackson.
I feel like the name's familiar.
So bowling's a weird team because they take 3 losses early, and then they get to the playoffs and they go, you're committed to Alabama, right? You're like one of the best players in the country. Why don't we give you the ball 32 times? And you'll go for 432 yards and 5 touchdowns in a win over Lexington. Bowling quarterback Vernon Jackson. They're doing that thing again. They're doing that thing again.
He just has a knack for playoff football, doesn't he?
He does.
I mean, he just wears the cape, and they're one game away again, and he probably honestly feels like he's got something to prove after last year's title game, right?
He has a new gear that he hits when the postseason. A helmet sticker for him. A helmet sticker for Austin McCallum linebacker Jackson Masters.
Dude.
Matt Stepp would not shut up about this kid.
I was watching this game. This dude was blowing things up.
He was everywhere.
Blowing things up.
18 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and a sack for Jackson Masters.
Pretty good.
A helmet sticker for him. And a helmet sticker for Dallas Sunset offensive lineman Moises Rivera. No. They didn't play this week. Don't worry. You didn't miss something. The Bison did not play this week. But for the first time in the 96-year history of Bison football, they have an academic all-state football player, and it's Moises Rivera. That is a remarkable, remarkable achievement. And for all the talk we have about, schemes, and we're going to talk a lot about matchups.
Who's going to win?
Here's something we can all be like, that kid's a winner.
Yeah.
Academic all-state, Moises Rivera, first player in Dallas Sunset history to do that. Congratulations to him. He gets a helmet sticker. 3 teams to watch, Max. Borden County. We mentioned that they are through to that there are 4 teams that punched their ticket to AT&T Stadium.
Yep.
One of them are the defending state champs. They keep on cruising, and I'll tell you, I think they're favorites to win again. We get a rematch of the 1A Division I title game, Borden County and Jonesboro. I think Borden County is your favorite in that one. They keep on rolling. They take down previously unbeaten Happy. Cy-Fair. I got to watch them for the first time this weekend, and I came away thinking, man, there's nothing about this team that blows you away that you're like, oh my gosh, look at that kid or look at that kid. But
man, solid, man.
They are sound as the day is long.
Yeah.
Good offensive line play.
Yep.
Their quarterback Cam Arnold takes care of the football. Got a couple playmakers on the outside. Yep. Defense tackles. Defense pursues. Yep. Defense plays. I mean, they're sound special teams. Everything about it. And by the way, they're 48 minutes away from AT&T.
They got a tough one this
Got
week.
a tough
though,
one with
man.
Westlake, but I'll tell you, they're
I
looking
have a
great.
feeling the other thing was Westlake turned the ball over 4 times against Steele. I have a feeling Coach Dodge is going to make sure the ball is secured this week against a team that will just pounce on mistakes.
That's exactly right. And Mansfield Legacy, what a win for them over Frisco Lone Star.
It was a fun game, too.
It was a
Wild
really
finish.
fun game.
Yeah.
Jalen Catalan put on the cape, and they just found a way defensively to make stops down the stretch, and they are through to the semifinals where they will draw Aledo.
Yep.
So,
That'll be a good one.
3 to CMAX, 6 p.m. Friday in Salem, Virginia. It's the Stag Bowl. It's the Division III National Championship game between your Mary Hardin Baylor crew and Mount Union, who is like the most decorated Division III program of all time.
It's the changing of the guard, really. This is just the crew saying, this is ours now.
Yeah, I mean, you
Come
guys
on.
had a good run. You had a good run, Mount Union, but it's over.
Probably not. Mount Union's very good. It'll be a good game.
It'll be a good game. 5 p.m. Saturday in Kansas City, Max. It's the Division II National Championship game between your Texas A&M Commerce Lions and West Florida. I don't know anything about West Florida. I need to find something to make fun of them about.
I know West Florida was a late surger as far as the playoff picture was concerned. This is kind of
They're a bit of a Cinderella story.
2 teams that have been trying to do this and have been on a nice run.
Well, and yeah, neither of them have ever made the champion.
Right.
Or neither of them ever won a championship. So we will have a first-time Division II champion. It's gonna be the Lions.
yeah, come on.
And finally, Max, 3 o'clock Saturday at Alamo Stadium, the Rock Pile in San Antonio.
How do you pick one?
I don't know how you
I
picked
don't know.
one. I picked the first one I saw. It's Katy and Lake Travis. And Katy already beat the 2015 6A Division I state champion in North Shore last week and beat them like a drum.
Yeah.
Now they draw the 2016 6A Division I state champion. Yeah. And by the way, you know who could be waiting for them in the title game? The 2014 6A Division I state champion, Allen. But that is must-see television, Katy and Lake Travis, 3 o'clock Saturday at the Rock Pile in San Antonio. And that is Monday Morning Fallout.